Hello snowboarders of the internet, I am your host TC, and today I'll be reviewing the Signal Tailgunner. This board is equipped with Signal's directional camber profile, so what that means is you're gonna have camber from underneath your feet all the way through the tail with rocker in the nose. So what that's gonna do is that camber underfoot is gonna give you that power, drive, and pop you're looking for, where that rocker on the nose is gonna allow you to get in and out of turns easily and help with float. The Tailgunner is offered in a 148, a 154, a 158, a 162, and a 166. I rode this board at Arapahoe Basin where we got about 8 inches of fresh snow the night before. It was a little bit on the breezy side though, so it did blow into some corners, and it really just depended on where you were, if you had like 4 inches of fresh or 12 inches of fresh, but it all depended on what side of the mountain you were on. The visibility wasn't great, but it wasn't flat by any means. The sun would try to poke out, but proved unsuccessful for most of the day. But there was really good coverage. I didn't really have to worry about rocks or anything like that, but it was just one of those classic A-Basin days where you don't know what you're gonna get. I used my Ride Fuse boots and my Jones Mercury bindings. When we're talking overall flex on this board, it is gonna be on that stiffer end for sure. That being said, it does have a directional flex, especially because that rocker in the nose. You'll notice as you work your way back towards the tail, it does definitely stiffen up. And pretty much when you do go to foot steer this thing, that overall flex, like towards the tail area, is how it's gonna feel. It's gonna put up a fight when you're going to foot steer this board, just because of how stiff that back section is. Now, when we talk about the stability, it is gonna be on the lively side, but don't let that fool you into thinking you're getting bounced around on there. It is a stable board where you're going into a push pile, a hard chunk of ice, anything like that, it's gonna keep motoring right through. This tail feels extremely stable where you can lock it in and just trust that this board definitely wants to go straight no matter what's in its way. When you go to load this thing up, you're definitely gonna notice that it takes a little bit extra. Even though this tail is shorter, it is definitely stiffer, so it's gonna require a little bit more energy to get this thing off the ground. That being said, once you are off the ground, it is extremely stable on landings and even that takeoff when you're approaching. I recommend coming at it with speed. It's just gonna make your life a little bit easier. You can land a little tail heavy on this thing and not have a problem just because of how stiff that tail actually is, but you can also land bolts on it even in fresh powder, and this nose is so long, it will provide a little bit extra landing gear for you, so you're not just gonna topple right over the bars there. Make sure you like, subscribe, click that bell, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of the scheduled programming we have coming out. This board really isn't made for buttering, especially on the tail here. When you go to lean on this thing, you're gonna have to put a lot of energy into it, and it's really gonna fight you the whole way. As I was leaning back, I could just feel it just wanting to return back to its normal shape and just pretty much throw up a fight the whole time, where I was like full body over the tail and just fighting my hardest just to get it like inches off the ground. And it's similar with the nose as well, where even though there is some rocker, it still puts up quite a bit of resistance. I wouldn't call it an all-out street fight with it, but you're definitely gonna feel that you have to put that extra energy in and really lean over this nose as well. This board carves extremely well, whether you're going from fresh powder to like blown off icy areas, it really doesn't matter. Whatever you put in front of this thing, it's gonna carve right through it. It feels nice and easy getting over on those quick carves, or those short quick carves, just because of the taper in this board. When you're on those medium and larger carves, you can just open this thing up. Whether you're on fresh pow or just icy wide open groomers, it's gonna hold for you no problem. Keep that weight a little bit further back and use this tail to really power it out. And that goes the same with Euro carves. As long as you keep your weight back on this thing, it's gonna be able to make that Euro carve around no problem with more than enough speed to keep you going. Rider in mind. The ideal rider for this board is somebody that is riding that steep technical terrain, whether that be fresh powder or groomers, or even like 5-day-old icy conditions where they just want to get out there. They want to be able to push the board and push their own limits on it, where they can literally just trust this edge is going to hold and it's going to be stable enough for them where they're not getting bounced around. They do want to feel a little bit more of the mountain, where they don't want the dampest thing out there either. They want to be able to know what they're riding on, whether that be rocks or fresh groomers or even those icy spots. If you're looking for another way to get involved in the community, head on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. I could explain it here, but we have a great video over there getting into it really in depth. I really enjoyed this board. I feel like this was just at home at A-Basin, where this thing handled everything I put in front of it, whether it was that super steep technical terrain or even just those mellow flats where it just had like 8 inches of snow that just kind of ended up on the side of the run. You're like, well, let's just see what happens here. It just floats right through it. So overall, super fun board. I was kind of in the opinion that I was like, Signal makes great park boards, not the greatest directional boards, free ride boards. I had to think again after this one, because this one was so much fun. It literally handled everything that I put in front of it, and it did so with ease. Comparable boards: the Gnu Banked Country, the Jones Flagship, and the Ravine Pro. Recommended bindings: the Ride C8, the Union Atlas, and the Jones Mercury. This has been my review for the Signal Tailgunner. Since you are already interested in this, you might as well go check out one of the videos for our recommended bindings to put on this bad Larry.